It's so awkward. She just started saying that too. I don't know why. All right, guys, let me give it a couple more minutes. We have some guests in the room today, so we're going to welcome our guest. And let's give it about 2 more minutes. All right, here comes Patrick. What's up, Magna? How we doing?
Doing good, man. Cross my fingers. Today's the day.
So you submitted your offer yesterday, right?
I was second on Monday, and I submitted another one yesterday, and we're in first position right now. We are just negotiating terms a little bit. Let's go.
All right, what city is it in?
Danville.
Okay, all right. So I don't even have to ask what that price point is going to be. We know it's not $600,000. All right, my man. Well, good stuff. So let's all send Kevin out some good juju. Let's put some reactions down below. Let's fingers crossed. You got this, my man. You got this. Is that your kid in the background? I hear someone's child.
Not mine. Not
okay.
Mine.
All right, guys, let's just give it a couple more minutes. Patrick, how we doing, my man?
Doing pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Do you have a Django shirt on?
Sort of, yeah. It's not for the movie though. It's like, it's the old school movie. It's the one where the guy's dragging around the coffin.
Oh, nice. I love it. Awesome, you guys. We'll get started right now in a moment. So by the way, Patrick, I don't know where I saw it, but you had a plug of your renting out your place to do events and things like that.
The short answer is I was, and then I got a noise complaint. However, for stuff like dinner parties for like, the crew, the brokerage, whatever, that stuff we can definitely do. So,
okay.
If you want to reach out to me for that, then we can definitely talk. In fact, I think we're doing a little squad meeting on Thursday.
Okay, cool. Because the space, I saw it. I'm like, wow, that space looks dope, bro. So
thanks, dude. I mean, we had set it up to do events, and then ironically, of all the times we got a noise complaint, it was on my birthday at like 11:30 p.m. So we had to, yeah. So we're only able to rent out for photo shoots and video shoots now.
Okay, so don't invite Team Fast because you will not have quietness, right? So my niece asked me, Uncle E, do you have an inside voice? I'm like, baby, this is my inside voice. It's the same as my outside voice. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get cracking. Ryan, good to see your face, my man. Looks like you probably have spent a couple days drinking electrolytes and sobering up a little bit. There was one video, because just so you guys know, Ryan just got back from Jamaica. There was one video, like the camera was like this. He was just like, what's up? I'm on vacation. This is my boy right here. We're on vacation. I was like, that's right, my man. You're on vacation. So how was it, bro? Tell us how Jamaica was.
It was a good time, man. I can't complain. Yeah, I was on vacation. I tried to keep it as appropriate on IG as possible. So the phone had to go away at some point, but it was a good time, man. It was nice to take a break. I don't know if you guys manage a transaction on vacation though. That is not for the faint of heart. I was like, man, this is why one thing I realized from the vacation is this is why I want to do more deals and get more successful so I can pay an assistant or put people on more deals, because I want to be able to go on vacation and not have to worry about the deal falling apart at the same time. So
totally right. The idea is to vacate, right? And to be completely vacated from our normal reality, bro. So it will come in time. And I'll tell you what, book your next vacation, because as soon as you get to the airport, someone's going to want to write an offer. It just happens. That's the nature of our business. You go on vacation, you get busy. So book your next vacation.
Absolutely, man. But it was a good time. Thank you.
Good. Well, welcome home. Welcome home. All right, guys, we have some guests on the line today. So if you are a guest, first time in group coaching, I want you to go around the room, introduce yourself. I know that we have Terry. I'm going to mute you because I'm getting some background noise. All right. So Raquel, go ahead and introduce yourself. First time in group coaching. Nice to have you. Go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're dialing in from today.
Hi, my name is Raquel Pate. I am from Antioch, California. So I am a realtor out here. I've been here for about 2 years now. And
coaching, got the agency and
What else? That's
Oh,
it.
no, that's perfect. Well, welcome. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Miss Amy, how are you? Welcome. Let's introduce yourself and welcome to group coaching the fast way.
Hi, thank you. My name's Amy Pallin. I am here in Half Moon Bay, and this is my first time at a coaching meeting, and I'm brand new. I just got my license in January, so I'm just very excited to, get some inspiration and find mentorship and start this whole process.
All right. Well, if you're looking for inspiration, you're in the wrong group. No, I'm just kidding. Our hope is that you walk away with a little bit of inspiration. And I'm going to plug Amy. She is an artist. Show us the painting behind you. This is called Heavy Tide, or what was it called?
This is King Tide.
King Tide. So her husband takes the photographs and she paints them. So she's got some amazing work. Her daughter's actually an artist as well. So really good, cool stuff. Good to see you on here today.
Thank you so much.
Who else is a guest for the first time coming to group coaching? All right, what is that name? Miss Basco? Hi, how are you?
Good. Hi, my name's Adriana Bosco. I'm in Sacramento, California. I don't have my license yet, but I got my study guide and I signed up for my class, and I'm so excited to be part of this. And I promise you guys that I'm looking so forward to joining your team.
Hey, listen, you already got the energy, the excitement. We love that. We have a channel on our Slack internal communication platform. We will add you to that if you're not already. That way you can hear and work with other people that are in the same position of you as studying. So you'll have support even before you join this team. And so I think that's what's great about us. We work from an abundance mentality versus scarcity. So welcome. Who else is new?
Thank you.
Who else is new to group coaching? Go ahead and raise your hand or just speak up.
Hi, my name is Timothy Williams. I'm in Oakland, California. Just got my license in May. So I'm excited to get into this EXP World family and create something great with you guys. I'm excited. Woo!
I love it, my man. I love you looking sharp this morning too.
It's my birthday today, and
Oh, what?
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
thank you.
Happy
I'm
birthday, my man.
gonna get a steak from Ruth Chris or something.
You don't look a day over 33, my man. So happy birthday to you. So from what I can see. So happy birthday, welcome. I'm glad that you're in the Jack London office. What a great view, what a great setup there. Who else do we have as a guest on the line? First time at group coaching. Anybody else? All right, cool. All right, so for people that have been in this environment before, people that have came to group coaching in the past, let's have someone tell them what to expect in this environment. Miss Terry, let's go over to you. What to expect in this environment.
Welcome, welcome. So glad you guys are here that are visiting. In this particular environment, the first thing that you're going to learn is transparency. Basically, everyone here is here to help you assist in your business and make sure that you basically are equipped when you go out there. Fast Real Estate, since our specific team, Spivey Daniel Real Estate Group has joined, has realized that not only are we a team within ourselves, or if you're an individual agent, you basically have 100, I think it's 35 now, Elias?
So we're 126, give or take. Some people are still in the queue.
I'm futuristically talking, but anyway, you basically will be equipped. You would never have to feel that you can't give your clients, quality information, because Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we cover just about everything. And whatever we don't cover, you can reach out to anybody that you see in this gallery. They will be able to assist you.
You know what, Tara, I am absolutely a huge raving fan of you when you speak. I just love when you're on stage and we give you the mic because it's so powerful. So I appreciate that, you guys. I want to start off this meeting. Kenny and I, if you're not talking right now, if you can mute yourself and get a little bit of feedback. All right, cool. Kenny and I were talking with an agent yesterday, and they're coming over from a large competitor in the area, and she's like, well, Fast Real Estate, I don't know, is that brand known to be a luxury brand? And we had a conversation with this agent, and we really looked at it, and we told this agent, well, at the end of the day, this brand is exactly what you'll create of it, right? Your brand is your brand. If you want to be labeled as a luxury agent, then stylistically, you can approach that any way that you want. This brand and this industry is exactly what you make of it. And so she thought about it. She's like, you know what? It's not just the company, it's the agent, how you market yourself and how you go about it. And so when we think about our track record, right? Who would have ever thought that we would have one agent in 1 week put up $4.9 million in volume in 1 week? Jung Hee just did that. She's a brand new agent still. She's been here less than a year and a half. So is that considered a luxury agent? Well, if you look at that price point, you'd probably be like, well, yeah, that's a luxury agent. So I want you to never limit yourself and see what is possible in this business, right? We went from 12 agents in 2020 in January with 12 agents at what was then Team Fast that came from Climb Real Estate. We left Climb Real Estate because closed the doors of Climb Real Estate, and we went to EXP with this team of 12 people. Then we created Fast Real Estate. Now, when we look at where we are this year alone, you guys, we're going to hit $600 million in closed volume as our, this is going to be our second.
This meeting is being recorded.
This is going to be our second. I'm getting some serious feedback, Jen. This is going to be our second year as a team. And so to think about what we've accomplished in just year 2, and then year 3, we're going to hit $1 billion in production. We're going to be the fastest team in the United States of America to hit $1 billion in production. Why do I talk about that? Because anything is possible. How many of you have exceeded any goals that you have set for yourself this year? Please raise your hand if you've exceeded any goals that you have for yourself. Jackie boy, I want to see your hand up. So this is about not limiting yourself and knowing that, hey, if 12 people can do this and create this, and Kenny had this vision, and look what you guys are a part of, anything is possible, you guys. Anything is possible. And I want you to truly, truly take that on and say, you know what? I'm going to create whatever the heck I want to create in this business. This is my opportunity to write my future, to write my paycheck, but I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to dedicate my time, effort, and energy in giving this everything that I possibly have, because I know what the reward could be at the end of the day. We were talking to someone yesterday, I'm not going to mention any names, but she works at the post office. It's a secure job. It's a federal job. But at the end of the day, when you think about, if I leave that, what is possible? What can I make? How can I grow my life? How can I give myself a sense of freedom and independence and build an asset base? So those are things I want you guys to look at and think about. Big picture, what is possible? Anything is possible in this environment, you guys. I left guaranteed salary, over $150,000, to join forces with Kenny because I believed in what was possible, and I have never regretted it from day one. And I'm a dad. When I leave that salary, you know how hard that is, and you leave the benefits and the 401k and everything. I've never regretted it, and I've never been more happy. So anything is possible in this business. You guys, we have a lot of faces on the call today, so I want to talk about the state of our market. We are now entering summertime. This is going to be an exciting time for our business because what is back? Open houses are back. How many of you have done open houses prior to pandemic? How many of you have never done one open house in your life? Okay. All right. So you guys, it is super, super awkward in some situations to do open houses. However, it is a great way for you to drive your business. I did one open house with Jen last weekend just to partner up with her and do an open house. We are writing an offer. This is 4 days later. We're writing an offer today on a house in Oakley for right around $850,000. That's 1 weekend of doing an open house. And they picked us because we stood out from all the other people that they saw that day because we connected with the daughter. Anyways, open houses are back. Inventory is going to start to increase. You're going to see more buyers out, more homes out. So I have a couple questions, and I want to go around the room, and I want to hear how you guys are currently talking about the market, because I think that it's important that we're setting the stage for where we are, what's to come, what to expect, and how we control the psychology of our buyers, because that is super, super important right now, especially heading into the summertime. So I'm going to call on Cynthia because I know that you have some great answers for this, and I think that you'll give us some momentum coming right out. Look at her face, right out of the gate. So, before we get started, funny thing. So Kenny broke his razor. He has 2 razors, and he broke his razor. So Kenny and I were on a total of probably 6 or 7 hours worth of Zoom calls together yesterday. Throughout the day, I saw his mustache getting thicker and thicker and thicker. I'm like, and then to see it today, that shit's even bolder, bro. So
I ordered a bunch of razors. They should be coming soon. I don't know how they broke 2 of them in a row. The Dollar Shave Club was rusty, but I've never had a beard before, so I'll need shaves.
Right, our last meeting was at 6:30 last night. I was like, man, I think it got darker. We were on our first Zoom call like 8 o'clock in the morning. So, anyways, Cynthia, I have a couple questions for you. Answer them the way you will. Let's freestyle this. I want this to be organic, and I'm going to go around the room and I want to ask you guys similar questions to give you some thoughts and some context. So if you look in Slack and you look up buyer consultation, you'll see a document that states, let me take a moment with you to quickly share the reality of what is actually occurring in the Bay Area market, right? Buyers that are not privy to what is going on might have an old school mentality, might have a parent that's in their ear and saying, oh, we live in Michigan, we would never pay that. Well, sorry, honey, this isn't Michigan, right? We're in the Bay Area. That's a microclimate that is the most intense, aggressive, competitive market that they will ever purchase real estate in. So we have to have that mindset going in, but we have to inform and we have to educate. Because if we inform and educate, then the clients will start to understand, trust, and believe us, right? We could say, yeah, it's a competitive market. You got to go 20% over. Well, no, I don't believe that. You have to take some time to truly educate the client. If we're going to go in hard on a Berkeley home that's listed at $925, it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in Poets Corner, and they say, well, we want to write $950, you've not done your job on educating them on what is happening in Poets Corner. They need to be prepared to pay 1.25, 1.3 and be non-contingent, but we're not going to ask them to do that unless we've educated them and informed them. So Cynthia, I want you to pop it off today. I have a couple quick questions for you. So Cynthia, what's a market that you served before? That way I just have some context. What's a market that you feel very strongly about that you serve?
Martinez.
Martinez. Okay, cool. So I'm a buyer. My wife and I, we have 2 kids. You've met us. You got us as say it's a flex lead, right? And you're asking us, how do we know about the market? What do we know about the market? And who's given us information, right? We'll start there with some context. We're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a yard. We love Martinez, close to the water. So we're asking you to give us an update on that local market, and let's start from there, okay? So Cynthia, we're kind of new to all of this. Can you give us an update on the current state of the market? Because we know nothing, all we're hearing is horror stories.
Sure. Yeah, and first off, let me say how exciting it is to be able to help you guys in this and start this new chapter of your life. So as you've heard, and we talked about your parents live in Michigan and they find these prices to be bananas, and that's okay. That's in Michigan. Here in the Bay Area and specifically in Martinez, what we are seeing is we are starting to see a slight influx in listings. From this point last year, there's about 170% more listings than we had last year. So that's great news for us. That means that we've got more options to look at. But Elias, in the same token, it's competitive out here, right? And in Martinez, there's been about a 20 to 25% increase in in sales prices from last year, right? And so when we're looking at a property, let's say that we are, that property, that fixer that we saw over on Brown Street, the one that was listed at $675, a home like that that's going to need a lot of repair, we are still going to be expecting to pay about $50,000 over the asking price because it's in downtown Martinez. And I'll show you those statistics. I have an MLS sheet pulled up right now for you so that you can see the number of offers that are going into these homes and the asking price versus the sales price, right? This is the asking price, $675. That home's actually going to sell at around $740-ish. So we want to make sure that when we write offers, we're not writing the offer based on the listing price. We've done our research. We've done the deep dive into the data so that the first time you write an offer, you've got a really great shot at getting that offer accepted.
Man, I love it. I love it. And I appreciate the insight. So You know, with houses going up, and I was just reading a statistic that actually said that home values are up 21% in the city of Martinez, and so we appreciate that. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that this is going to sustain? Do you think that there's going to be a crash and we should wait until prices go down?
Good question, Elias. So let me ask you, your family, are you guys looking to live there for just 1 to 3 years, or is this going to be the forever home?
We want to raise the kids here.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Great community to do so, for sure. I mean, there's 8 parks just in the downtown area, so it's an amazing place. You know, California real estate, you've heard the old adage, buy it and hang on to it, because you know, we don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you that in 1 to 3 years it's going to sustain. But what I can tell you is that if you do plan on living here long term, you're going to see that appreciation. And the fact that you've got to be in your home, the fact that you're going to be able to raise your kiddos here, that's what we're looking at.
Wow, awesome. Let's give Cynthia a round of applause. So at no time during her presentation did I feel that it was contrived. I felt like it was super organic, and I felt like it was very conversational. And I think that that's a skill, right? And be able to share with people what is going on and not let them think like, well, this is a canned answer that you give every person. What you do really well is that you make pauses, you empathize, and then you go on and hit them with some raw facts. Because how many people believe that even if she doesn't know her shit, how many people believe that she does know her shit? Because I believe that she does, and she made sure that I felt that way. So really good stuff. So let's go around the room and ask a couple other people some similar questions. I'm gonna go over to Nicole Capel. So Nicole, are you ready?
Let's go.
And we, ooh, I like that. We might have a child walk in the back room, but it's okay. That's part of Zooming from home.
Everyday realtor mom life.
Right? So let me ask you a question, Nicole. I just don't understand, why are prices going up so much? We were looking in Walnut Creek and the prices are up 23% from last year. Like, why are the prices going up so much?
Well, the whole landscape of real estate has really changed. You look at COVID, and you know, people are being locked into their homes, and they want to actually have more space now that you know, where the COVID is being lifted. So the whole landscape, people are moving out of the city. You're seeing changes. So really, the demand is changing and the landscape is changing. So, you know, that's being reflected in prices. So.
And do you think that we should just wait for like foreclosures?
You know, really, this is a good time to buy. There's really no way to see what's going to happen in the future. So, you know, with prices being what they are, inventory increasing, it's definitely a good time to jump in and get your foot as a homeowner.
Okay. All right. So obviously it's nerve-wracking in this environment.
Yeah.
I think you did really well. Here's what's great about, you have a tone, and we talk about tonality quite a bit in this environment. You have a tone that feels super nurturing and warm. Would you guys agree that it's a really, really strong tone? You just have to back that up with some really, really strong stats. And I think that you're really, really close, but I think that you did a good job. That tone puts people at ease. It really, really puts people at ease and makes them feel like, oh, I can listen to her. I can totally listen to you. So really, really good stuff. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan, just getting back from vacation. My man. So Ryan, help us understand what is driving prices up and who's buying homes in today's environment.
Elias, that's a great question. Obviously, when COVID started, when the world shut down, you saw a mass exodus of people going from these major cities like San Francisco, Oakland, moving eastward where they can buy more house for less money. In terms of who's buying, you know, it varies. There's young couples that are looking to build a family that want that backyard. There's people that had the, you know, small condo in San Francisco, and now they're moving to Richmond, El Sobrante, because they're only gonna have to go into the office maybe once, twice a week max. So that, coupled with interest rates being the lowest they've ever been, that's giving people more buying power. And finally, there's just low inventory. Now, the positive and why I would recommend people start dipping their toe in the buying waters now. We're getting into the summer, so I believe we're going to start seeing some more inventory. There's no way to tell, but more inventory will spread out the attention. Instead of seeing maybe one house in a certain neighborhood, we're going to hopefully see maybe 2 or 3 houses. So that increases our chances potentially of being able to, you know, find a home that you like in an area that you like.
Good stuff. I love it. Good stuff, Ryan. Obviously, you've been doing your homework, you've been doing your reading, and just like Nicole, just like Cynthia, sounds very conversational. Doesn't sound like you are just finding and trying to reach for words. Because here's what a lot of people do. It's like when we get nervous in a scenario, we throw out shit that's just like, that really doesn't really make sense, but I'm just trying to fill a void with some words and try to sound astute. It's like, know your stuff, right? Know your playbook before you talk with the client. So really good stuff. Samantha, I'm gonna go over to you. Let's have a conversation about millennials, because obviously millennials are the largest bit of population that are purchasing homes and will be for the next 10 years. So let's talk a little bit about millennials. Who's buying homes right now?
It's a variety, but millennials are a big amount of that, as being first-time home buyers mostly. But then you're seeing other people who are just trying to take advantage of the high prices in the market, obviously. So yeah.
So taking advantage of high price in the market?
Yes, like so you've got millennials who are looking to, purchase a home, raise their family in, and then you've got other people who are not millennials who are taking advantage of the market. But yes, majority of buyers right now are millennials.
And so do you think prices are going to go down over this next year?
That's a great question. I mean, we do have inventory increasing, which, gives us a little bit of hope, but demand and competition is still very high, and, housing still doesn't equate even close to the demand. So I don't have a crystal ball, but no, I do not see prices going down in the near future.
Okay. All right. So you guys, I want to share some stats with you, and you'll see these stats in Slack. You guys can pull these up. It says that millennials are 31% of the overall population in the United States of America. 31% of millennials equals 70 million people. Over 70% of millennials want to purchase in the next 3 years, which equates to roughly about 50 million buyers. National Association of Mortgage Bankers state that 40% of all mortgages are millennials, right? Who do we believe speaks to a millennial better than Fast Real Estate? I think we do, right? I think we understand the pulse of what's going on. I think we're relevant. I think we're savvy. I think we understand the pulse of what's going on around, because every single market has seen a shift, right? Every single market in the Bay Area has seen an influx of people coming to the city, or coming to those cities, right? Look at East Contra Costa County, up where Terry is. Who would have ever thought? We went and showed a home in Oakley the other day. They purchased the home, I think it was like 7 years ago, for $229,000. The house is on the market right now for $699,000. They already have 2 offers that are above 800 non-contingent. Nobody would have ever thought that before. Nobody. So let's continue this conversation. I'm really liking what I'm hearing. So Cynthia, to answer that, the stats are in Slack. Just put buyer's consultation and you'll see the document. This document will give you a nice little template, and I can pull it up on the screen, of how to input the data so you can have a conversation with the client and let them know. Somebody that does this really well is Kevin Magna. Kevin Magna, we are looking in San Ramon. We know it is tough. Tell us the current state of San Ramon. Bring us up to speed, because we know nothing about this area from a realtor side.
Yeah, thanks, Elias. San Ramon, I've lived here pretty much my whole life, and I've chosen to raise my kids here for the number one reason. It's very family friendly, and they have the great school district, and it's off and on the top 5 safest cities in California. So they invest in parks. If you've got any plans to raise a family here, there's so much to do for your family, and to really embrace the city. So on top of that, what's happening in the housing is that there's that Eastern migration happening, and many of my clients I'm working with are coming out of the South Bay and the Peninsula and San Francisco to just spread their wings a little bit. Whenever there's a house with a pool, it goes really fast. The ones that are staged really beautifully, they attract a lot of buyers. And so what we're doing is we're trying to play around the fringes a little bit and try to showcase homes that might not be super perfect and they don't draw as much attention, and therefore maybe you can get it at a price point that is a little more reasonable. Just as an example, this week I was helping some clients with some homes in Danville, and we were looking at the difference between a list price and the sale price is often deceiving. There's a strategy that listing agents deploy to really draw a lot of eyeballs, and that is often 10, 15, 20% lower than the one that just sold maybe 2 weeks ago. So what I'll do is I'll bring a ton of data for us to analyze what's really happening in the market at this moment in time. Just this week, I called 5 pending properties that are nearby the property that my clients are interested in. And so we found out like where those are specifically going to land, so we can help build a strategy around what's best for the one that we're interested in. So we'll take that all into consideration, and you can't find a better neighborhood in San Ramon, and I'd love to show those to you.
Wow. Really, really great stuff. Like, do you guys believe that Kevin is an area specialist, right? He knows San Ramon. So I was doing a little studying earlier. It says inventory year over year last month was down 52% in San Ramon alone, and prices are up 38% in San Ramon. It's crazy to think, but these are the types of conversations we need to be having and prepping our clients. And so I think that the approach that you're taking right now, Kevin, schools are ranked between 8 and 10% or 9% up there, or excuse me, rating. Go ahead. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so San Ramon was actually in a Wall Street Journal article this past week about how and they interviewed some local millennials that moved out of the South Bay. And so it's getting a ton more attention right now, and we're seeing that in increased prices too.
Yeah, and the school ratings, people want to put their kids in the schools in San Ramon and Danville. Samantha, you had a question.
I have a question, yes. So I've had a couple clients ask me, how do you feel about inflation? Do you see that changing price points? How are you guys answering that question?
You guys hop on that one. I want to hear what you guys say.
Because I just go back to like demand, inventory versus demand. You know, I don't see inflation driving housing right now. But correct me if I'm wrong, please. I need some help.
All right, let's hop in. Somebody hop in on that question.
I mean, inflation does actually impact housing directly.
Of course.
A lot of investors always say that when we see inflation raising, we actually redirect our funds back into real estate because it's the best way to hedge against inflation. When everything else and commodity prices are going up, we see that it impacts houses of or prices of housing as well as rental. So we do see that a lot of hedge funds, a lot of investors are actually bringing a ton of funds into real estate right now. There was a study that I was doing the other day. There's actually a hedge fund based in Japan that is bringing a ton of their funds in the US, and they're just putting it in housing and they're just renting it out. So I would, to kind of make it short and sweet, as inflation raises in the US, we should be seeing rental pricing rising as well as property prices directly.
Beautiful. Well said.
Yeah. You know, real estate is a hedge against inflation, right? So they're throwing money into real estate to protect and get those compounded growth rates going forward. And she's absolutely right, PK, that, you know, rent is going to go up. So why continue to pay somebody else? Get in the market now and pay yourself and build that equity over time.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Sorry, guys, I'm grabbing the
Samantha, I would say if you really wanted to, I mean, mine is pretty surface level. It's not super analytical with data, but if you back it up with some numbers, then that storyline and that just like whole talk track just changes to a whole nother level. I would say I'm personally gonna also study a little bit on numbers to add it to the talk track.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna run some numbers. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So we're going to go over to a new person that's not even licensed, because I think that this is going to be a good practice for them. Is it Atriana? Am I saying that right?
Yes.
We're going to go to you. So listen, there's this is a judgment-free zone, right? Be yourself, have some fun with this. It's okay. Like if you fumble over your words, this is how you're going to prep and get better. So you're new to real estate, obviously. What is the strategy on how you get our offer accepted, and what is the current state of the market? Let's talk about that.
Okay, so
You still there? You muted. Oh, I think we lost her. All right, we'll come back. David, are you there? David Hiller.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
My man, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. All right, man. So give us an update on the current state of the market. What's an area that you like to serve or will serve?
I'm in the Berkeley, Oakland,
Perfect.
East Bay area.
All right. So we are looking for a 2-bedroom, and I'm only using this scenario because I know this 100%. We're looking for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in North Berkeley or Poets Corner, closer to the Gourmet Ghetto. We're looking for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath with a decent sized yard. Can you kind of give us an expectation or set our expectations, and what are we walking into?
Yeah, so the North Berkeley area, also known as the Gourmet Ghetto, is by far one of the most coveted areas of the East Bay, Berkeley in particular. The accessibility to BART, the public transportation, accessibility to Oakland and the city are all very, very close, just making this particular area that much more desirable for people moving here for schools. We see that really the buyers that are most motivated are the ones governed by schools, have young babies. These are the ones that are like you, trying to get to the large yard, good accessibility to schools, cafes, and things like that. That being said, we are seeing properties go 40, 50% over asking. I haven't seen anything listed under $1 million in that area, even for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with no yard. And I mean, really, we'll just need to run these comps. We'll need to specifically look at this particular area in the past few months. COVID has really changed this market. The lack of open houses have shortened the days on market and such that they're only on market really for about a week, which isn't really giving buyers a lot of time to do inspections or really kind of like vet the property. Mm-hmm. So if you're at all worried, or, I mean, yeah, if you're at all concerned about the loan or any of the aspects with this offer, we would need to definitely write with contingencies. Now, if we do write with contingencies, our offer is going to be far less competitive, but we need to be able to secure our earnest money deposit, because with these homes going so high above asking, the concern for appraisal is there. So there's a lot of different steps. There's a lot of different things we need to look into. But I just kind of wanted to give you, that's like a brief overview of this particular area is extremely, extremely coveted, more so than other parts of the Bay. So really looking at comparable properties is going to be the way to do it.
Good stuff, man. It sounds like you really, really understand the Berkeley market, which is a niche market within itself. Armando, I have a question for you. Is this market going to sustain, or do you see that prices are going to start going down? Because is it probably best that we wait a few months?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very good question, Elias. And you definitely want to make sure that you're buying at the right point. I get that. So one question I have for you is, when you do purchase this home, how long do you guys plan on living here?
3 years probably, and then we're going to move to San Diego.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're planning on living here for 3 years and then making the move, you threw me off on that one.
I know, and I did it on purpose. And this was a scenario that Melody had with one of the exact same scenario, bro. And she was a little shell shocked at first too, but that's why we practice here. Yeah. So let's keep rolling, bro.
Yeah,
so you asked me the question, how long do I plan to live there? Probably 3 years, and then we're going to move to San Diego, where my family's from.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Awesome. Awesome. So here's the thing is that at the end of the day, none of us really have a crystal ball to see if whether the market's going to drop or not. But what I can tell you, Elias, is that there are a couple people that I was working with that actually had the same concerns as you, where last year they thought prices were too high. And they just told me, you know what, Armando, we want to wait. And I just told them, okay, at the end of the day, if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. And then, about 6 months, 12 months later, they're just totally outpriced the area and they just cannot find anything. So, I mean, a question that I have for you is if prices don't decrease within the next 6 months or 12 months, are you fine renting out until you make that move to San Diego, or do you absolutely want to buy a place where you can raise your family for the next 3 years?
I mean, we're impartial right now, man. I guess that's where the question lies. We just don't know right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Huh.
I'm making it tough on you, bro, and I appreciate you staying in the fight. So let's pause for a second.
Well,
what I told the client when she said that to me, I said, this is not a good option for you, and this is not a good investment. I would highly recommend that you don't buy this property.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leading to, but
so there's a couple different things, and I love that Kenny put this in here. I understand how you feel. A lot of people have felt the same way, but what they have found, right? If someone is going to purchase a home for 20 to 30% over, and they're going to leave in 3 years, they're not going to probably be in positive equity, right? So my suggestion to you is that maybe we look in San Leandro, maybe we look in Albany, maybe we look in El Cerrito, maybe we find a townhouse or a condo that you guys can live in temporarily, then move into your home in San Diego. That's the exact same conversation that we had, the exact same conversation. So I'm glad that you were stumped, because next time someone hits you with this, you won't be stumped. You'll be like, we did this, we ran this drill in practice, right? The idea is we run these drills here, so when your $20,000 person is right in front of you, you're not hit with that challenge like, fuck, what do I do? What do I say? Where do I go with this, right? So Armando, good stuff, my man, good stuff. I know that you know this, and so I think that you bounced back really, really well. I'm gonna go over to Lauren. Lauren, you wanna take a stab at this? All right, so Lauren is new to our environment. She came out to Cynthia's open house the other day. Lauren, I see here that you don't have much real estate experience. Can you tell us how you are the best person to help us find a home in this competitive market?
Absolutely. I am here for you. So that is why I find that I will be the one to help you. I will go to bat for you when you need, and I have so much, so many tools in my toolkit that I can use to find you the best home that fits your needs. Exactly. I'm a very detail-oriented person. So you want to find a 3-bedroom, we're going to be looking at 3 bedrooms. So, I just have an amazing desire to fulfill your needs as my client. And I hope that you can believe me and take that on. And, I'm here for you. Yeah.
Good stuff. And once again, I know that this environment is super nerve-wracking. Let's do this. I'm going to ask you the same question, but I want you to infuse leverage, and I want you to use the team that you are going to be a part of, and the massive amounts of knowledge and exposure and expertise that we have throughout the Bay Area, and how you'll be able to lean on that and leverage that to help the consumer find the home. So let's use some of that. So let's just take it from the beginning. So Lauren, I understand that you're newer to the business. You were recommended though by a friend, but being new to the business, how do we know that you are going to have the right strategy to help us win in this competitive environment?
Well, let me tell you, I have been lucky enough to join the fastest growing team in the Bay Area. And our numbers, I can show you right now, are uncomparable to anyone else in the market at this moment. And I can utilize all of the tools that my team supports me with. And I am just ready. Like, I feel absolutely confident in myself and my team that we can do this together. And, you know, it'll be a learning experience for both of us, you know, but I know that we can be successful.
Beautiful. I mean, incredible job the second time around, right? It's like minor. And listen, this is your first time. Like when you listen to
Quit
Kevin.
asking her.
Say
Let
again.
people learn from each other, not from people that don't. Make sure.
Come again. Someone's talking.
Galaxy S9.
Galaxy's S9. Did you have input? Okay, I don't know who that is. They just muted themselves. So, Lauren, really, really good stuff. I love how you changed it up on the second time around, because a lot of us didn't have solid answers when we first started doing group coaching. So really, really good stuff. And these are things that you'll learn over time. Let's go over to two more people. I'm going to go over to Amy P. Amy, so much excitement and energy. So I know that you work in the Peninsula. Can you give us a quick update on the current state of the market?
Well, right now, in Half Moon Bay specifically, it's incredibly competitive. And we do, unfortunately, on the coast have a lack of inventory. I think last week there were less than 27 houses on the market on the coastside area. So it is a very specialized niche market. And then also, the house prices are, you know, the asking price, most of the prices, I haven't seen anything under $1 million available in quite some time. And the houses are selling much above and beyond what the asking price is. So I feel like that's kind of in line with how San Mateo's market is going right now. I know there's going to be a shift, and I know that we're going into the summer market and there will be more inventory coming. The coast moves a little bit slower than the rest of the peninsula. That's just the nature of the beast. Of course, you know, I think it's the most desirable area to live because it's spectacularly beautiful and you have that small town feel, but you're right next to a huge metropolis. So I feel like it's the most desirable place to live.
I love it. I love it. Metropolis, small town feel. You know, I love how you navigate through that. So you guys, I'm hearing some really, really great stuff. Here's what I want you guys to practice on and moving forward, having an intent statement for working with buyers as well as working with sellers. This is centered around what your intent statement is. My intent statement is I will be able to do X, Y, and Z. I'll be able to educate you on what's going on in our real estate environment right now. I'm going to help you strategize. So you're setting your intentions for how they're going to interact with you. It's the same thing when going on a listing presentation, right? This is my intentions. Here's my intent statement. This is what I'm going to do to help you navigate through this. And here's what our marketing plan is. Here's our strategy. Here's where the buyers are going to come from. So being able to have like an intense statement and being able to share with them the reality of what is actually happening in our real estate market. Where are you getting your information currently, Lauren? Okay, perfect. Friends, family, Zillow. Okay, let me give you, let me bring you into what is actually happening right now and the reality of our current market, because you guys are the area experts. You guys are the market experts. So bring them into your world and help them understand more than what they could read on their own and give them some like, wow, I'm so glad I had that conversation. She really opened her mind up. I'm sure you guys have all had a conversation with a buyer or a seller. They said, you know what, you're actually right. Like, I didn't know that, or thank you for that information, or the way that you put that across. Now I can understand that a little bit better. People are reading all the time. They might have people in their ear, but then Samantha Spencer comes in and kind of breaks it down for them in a way that they really, really understand. They're going to look at Samantha and be like, wow, that totally, totally makes sense. And now I get it, right? And so having a strong intent statement on both the seller side and the listings, or excuse me, in the buy side, super, super important. So you guys, I want to go to Amy P. Amy P, you got your hand up?
Yes, I just had a question. So becoming I want to become an expert on my market. What is the thing I can do today to study or read that gets those stats, that I can grab those stats and that information from my specific market in Half Moon Bay?
So first things first, I would look to your board. They probably have some type of information that they're posting, whether it's a video for the Bay East Association of Realtors. They post a weather report every month that is a glimpse back on the month prior to everything that happened, inventory, houses, what houses sold for, over asking price, so on and so forth. So they probably have that. Also, a way to do that is pull up 2020 or 2019 closed production for a particular area, and then compare that to 2020 and say, what is that difference there? I'm sure 100% that your board has updated stats. You could probably pull neighborhoods. What are you a member of? What association?
Samcar was like,
Yeah.
so I get that from Samcar.
Totally. There. I mean, how many people have ever pulled reports from Samcar that are on here? I'm not a member of Samcar. Has anybody pulled reports from Samcar? Yeah, you can just peruse their website, and I promise you there's going to be reports. And then we'll add you to Slack. Slack's our internal communication platform. There is a market updates channel. You can go through there and pull out any of the articles, and you could, read, study before an appointment, and just have a few bullet points and some nuggets. Also, Kenny put some information here in the chat. Go ahead and grab some of those links that you have.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. And here's the Bay East video right here. Wonderful. That's where we pull most of our data. When I pulled some data this morning, double-digit increases year over year. Castro Valley was up 33%. Alameda was up 16. Union City was up 42. Sales were up year over year. Oakland and San Leandro over 100%. So being able to just compile those, see one of those reports, take your own cliff notes, and then turn it into your own words.
Real quick, just because I do the legwork, because this has helped me tremendously. I just put a link in the Slack of a Google sheet that I make every time that video comes out, where I put in that data. It's only for the 808 corridor, but feel free to click it, bookmark it. It's been really helpful for me. And it tells me, percentage change of inventory, and I just saw a lot of people flooded. Percentage change in inventory, and obviously what the appreciation has been year over year. So, man, I'm telling you, this stuff is going to help. It's going to make you seem like a wizard, and you can just piggyback off my work, because I've been piggybacking off of you guys' hustle too. So that's how we do it.
A lot of companies have the quarterly market report. So if you're on Slack, the market updates. I download the stuff and upload the stuff from Sotheby's and Intero, whatever I can find online. I have it in there. I just text my friend Wilson Lung. He's the number one agent in South San Francisco, to see where he gets his stats at, because he does a lot of video. I'll drop it. Watch Wilson Lung's video. He does like a weekly or monthly market update with like a background with the stats and all that. So like watching other people's stuff works really well.
I think it's something that we should create too. Now that we have a videographer, I think we should create our own market updates. I think we should do some fast stats every single month. I think that would be pretty cool. But let's do this. Let's go around the room. I want to get some takeaways from today's session. Let's go over to my man, birthday boy, all dressed up and ready for action, my man. What were some of your takeaways from today? Just take yourself off of mute there.
I really enjoyed the class. I mean, I really enjoyed the session. It's very informational. I'm like a sponge right now. I'm a baby. I'm a newborn baby. So take care of me, guys.
Well, hey, my man.
I'm fragile right now. So, I'm excited, and I'm just ready to just dive in and just learn all I can learn and piggyback and become successful in this venture. Thank you so much.
Well, you're in the right place. Like I said, this is a judgment-free zone. This is where we all just practice to get better. So we are not practicing and getting better on a consumer. So you're in the right place. Thanks for being here. Let's go over to Ginger. Miss Ginger, what were some of your takeaways from today's session?
Thank you. So excuse me. Knowing the stats, knowing where to get them, and keeping those numbers in my head, because I regardless if I go to the store or park or whatever, I'm always wearing my name badge. So I'm always getting questions from others. And so having the information with me and knowing the stats, and then being able to share what's going on in each area, because I'm in Central Valley. I cover Tracy, Modesto, so many different locations. So knowing the stats of each and every one of them. And also just being, real, coming across that I'm not so, not being so mechanical and being relatable.
Totally. I love that, dude.
And yeah, this training is all awesome. I've been taking notes.
So I'm going to recommend that everyone watch the video. It's been out for a few years. It's Tom Ferry's video on YouTube. How's the market? That is the #1 question a real estate agent will get asked in their life. If they know that you're a real estate market, they see Patrick in Whole Foods, like, hey, I see your real estate. How's the market? Right? And it's the #1 messed up question. It's the #1 messed up question that we have. So having like a solid answer to that, that's a really good question. They get asked that question all the time. Are you interested in buying or selling real estate? Yeah, because they're both vastly different. Oh, we're thinking about buying, then you go down that lane. Oh, we're thinking about selling, we go down that lane. So watch that video. He kind of breaks it down on how to answer that, but really good stuff. Raquel, let's hear from you. So Raquel's on a little bit of a break right now. She's thinking about making a change. So Raquel, what was your takeaways from today's session?
Yeah, same thing. I thought I was just gonna, sit in and just listen, but I took like so many notes, it's ridiculous. I think a lot of good stuff, how to just become a better agent and knowing the numbers and knowing my area a little bit better so that you could just, like you said, educate the client.
Awesome. Good stuff. Appreciate you being here. Lauren, someone that's newer to group coaching, what was some of your takeaways from today's session?
Well, I just have to say, first, that even with all my acting training, this was completely still taking me had taken me off guard completely, but it was so informational and educational. I 100% believe that it is all about being prepared. And so knowing the market in general and in your specific area is exceptionally important. And of course, knowing that your team is supportive as well is also exceptionally important. So thank you all for your information.
Thank you. And thank you for stepping up to the plate and having the courage. We know it's a nerve-wracking environment. Let's go over to Nicole Capel. Nicole Capel, what were some of your takeaways from today's session?
Obviously, know your numbers. Be someone that, can be an advocate and be a resource. We're here to really educate and have consumers trust us. So it's really about knowing your numbers, being trustworthy, and building that relationship.
Awesome. Love it. So Damian, let's hear takeaways from you, my man, and then I'm going to have you take us off the field today.
I just really noticed how big it is for us to understand the reliance that we should have on the team, especially as newer agents. And, I have some transactions under my belt, but I still don't have as many as where the reputation is where it should be. So I'm just seeing the trend that is huge, that we know we have this team and the success of the team and the numbers behind us. Even when we don't know the answer to a question, I've always been in the practice of, hey, I'm not sure, but I know the person to go to find this out. That can be an easy answer. Let me just ask the question. But again, that's just a trend that I noticed is like everybody that was a little nervous to speak, just know that you can fill in the blanks with relying on the team. Like seriously, that it'll be paramount to getting past those stuck points, and that's my biggest takeaway.
Good stuff to me. And so send us off on the field into battle for the day, my man. Take us off the field today.
Everybody have a productive day. Push yourself to do something that is uncomfortable to get to where you want to be. The only way that you will make a change is by changing something. So go after it, go get it today. Again, much success to you all.
I love it. I love it. That's it. You guys, thank you. Thank you for all of our guests for being here. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being open. And thank you for sharing your insights, because Kenny and I, we learn from you guys. We learn like, damn, this team communicates really, really well. So hats off to everybody. Thank you for all of your thoughts and insights. So Damian, thank you for taking us off the field. Have an amazing day, you guys. And this recording will be in Slack.